Hey guys, this is Whyt Manga, and I'm here with a new video, which is the character description or character profile or whatever of the main character of the manga Apple Black, Sano, Sanosuke, or now Sano is short for Sanosuke. Um, so I'm just gonna talk a little about this character, and it's really difficult to talk about the character without really talking about the story, but I want the story to have a video of its own. And when I mean story, I'm talking about the story description. um First of all, I just want to say thanks for all the support I've gotten. I'm still getting a lot of support, and I don't think I see a lot of thank yous. Soon I'm gonna have um artworks that would be like j- just to show my appreciation. It's hard to explain, but when you see the artwork, you will understand. Um, so yeah, this is Inosuke, and these are, you know, how would I put this? What's the word? Just drafts. These are just rough drafts, first drafts of the character, and I just stuck with it until I chose the one I wanted. And you guys have seen this before. These are just me trying to understand, the character and master the character, so I can draw him repeatedly. Sano is a let me see. I wrote all this stuff down. It was a very easygoing character, not really cool like everybody else. He, according with the story, he's actually just recently been released from isolation because of the person he is. Um, Sano has a little history with the prophets of Black Bottom Island, and Black Bottom Island is where the main characters reside. I've talked about this. I have a video talking about the sacred map of Eden, which is where the manga takes place. That's the setting, and I talked about the setting a whole lot. So if you want to know more about that, you can watch that video. He's really goofy, and the reason he's been in isolation because of certain gifts that he's had, and some people don't even believe that he exists until he's been released. So he's actually a very special character in the manga. He's actually taken care of and looked after. He even has a bounty on his head. So there is a bounty system in the manga, even though he hasn't done anything. But because of the reputation that he has for what the prophets have said he is going to do, or stuff like that, that I don't want to talk too much about. He has a really huge bounty on his head, even though the people don't believe him. As long as they're really just after the bounty. I don't want to when the manga's out, you see more about that. And also, he's been in isolation, and he's only been taking, like, the only person really taking care of him is a character called Remocon Kiyoshi, and we don't really see much about. I'm not really going to make a character description for Remocon, but Remocon is kind of like his guardian. Things happen to Sano's tribe and his father and mother. I also on the Eden video, I talked about how clans. Well, I'm not really sure I talked about this, but I'll just talk about it now. There was a war, and most clans got either extinct or on the verge of extinction. And Sano's clan is one of the tribes that got on the verge of extinction, and somehow mysteriously his father was killed, and the rest of his tribe was killed. I really talk a whole lot more about this in the story description. So I don't want to right now it'll be like I'm just saying rubbish. You really have to wait for the story description video. That'll come later. It's definitely not the next video. I already have something planned for the next video. And it's gonna be surprise. It's gonna be a surprise. So stay tuned. So yeah, these are actually storyboards of the manga itself. Back to the point of this video, actually. And by the way, this is a book that I keep all my sketches and all my notes, and if I get a good idea, I write it down here before I take it into the computer. And also, since he's been in isolation, he's actually not had any, he's not really met any. He doesn't meet people. He's not used to meeting people. So, just something you'll notice in the manga, he's actually clueless when it comes to girls. And there are girls in the manga. Anyways, he's a kind-hearted person and stuff like that. He really he has a kind heart, and he's very adventurous, just like most boys. Lots of courage and not really much fear. Just very he's very brave and also smart. Um, he well, because of the way he was brought up by Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi is his guardian, the only person taking care of him, and they brought him away from the Black Bottom Island. If you look at the map, there is an island. They're like little islands, 3 islands around Black Bottom, and he is on those islands. And Black Bottom itself is an island, so he's isolated from all the other people. And some people don't believe he exists, and they've only heard. He's kind of like a myth kind of character. He's really because of how clueless he is due to his isolation and how he's been kept away from other people. When he's released, he's really clueless to the world, and he really learns a lot. So he might come off as really goofy. But I think it's cool. It gives he so in a sense, he's also like comic relief to the manga, even though he plays a really huge role. Also, I want to talk about his arm. He has he's been blessed by Merlin, who is the god of Trinity, with the left arm of Arodis. And I don't want to talk too much about this arm, but just expect some really cool stuff, with this. These are also character drafts that I had in mind. In the video, at the end of the video, I will show rough drafts that I didn't like, just like all the other character description videos. I'll show rough drafts that I did and didn't like, and probably my art wasn't as good back then, because this manga actually started like 3-4 years ago, and it's just been developing. And sometimes I kind of drop it and work on something else. I've worked on 2 mangas right now, and one of them is Candlejack, and one of them is Samurai Top Hat. I worked with a partner on that, and his name is Kenshiro7. If you guys want to check out his work, there's a link to his DeviantArt in the description below, and he also has some other works that are that he just recently put out. So he actually has a book. So if you guys want to see how good Samurai Top Hat is gonna be, or at least have an idea of how good the writer is, you can check out his DeviantArt, and it has links to the book that he is releasing. Might do a review on it. I'm still waiting on Go. Anyways, so links to all that in the description below. If you don't know what I'm really talking about, maybe this is your first time watching my videos, in the description will explain all. I worked on 2 mangas like last year. Candlejack and Samurai Top Hat. Samurai Top Hat was with Kenshiro, and Candlejack was with myself. I'll leave links to both of them in the description below. Back to the main point of this video, it's Inosuke. So yeah, that's really just touching the surface. Really touching the surface. He's the coolest character. He's a kind-hearted character, brave, occasionally goofy and stuff like that. He's not the usual cool emo kind of character. He likes to learn stuff because he's really clueless to the whole system. I mean, if you punch him, he might think it's some sort of greeting. He's almost like an alien. That's the kind of character he is. And recently not recently, a few months ago, people thought he was kind of like he was going to be somewhat like characters like Sasuke from Naruto, when he's extremely different. And I think I blame myself a little bit for not clearing it up, and I'm just doing that now. So yeah, the character design is pretty dope. The cloth that covers the arm of Arodis is meant to like keep the energy source. Keep his energy. Like the arm has a lot of power, and the power source has a name. It's called Jikaiki. I'm actually kind of shaky on the name. I'm not too sure if I want to call it that, so that's why I haven't talked about it, because I really want to make a video about how they use the energy in the manga and the weapons. With the weapons in the manga, the weapons are actually, some of the weapons in the manga are called wands, and you might think wands like Harry Potter. No, and like I really changed it. And the wands, like someone can have a samurai sword, and that sword is actually a wand. and he can use it to, you know, do some really cool stuff. I'm gonna make a video about, you know, that and the story description. It'll be a video later, definitely not the next video. I want to surprise you guys in the next video. So yeah, for the most part, I don't want to make this video too long. It's kind of longer than the rest of the character description videos. Again, I want to thank you guys for your support, and you guys staying, you know, hanging on. Some people don't think I can pull this off. Some of you do, and for those of you who do, I like to thank you. And for those of you who don't, I like to thank you as well, because I'm one who I would love to, you know, prove people wrong and do my best to make this manga a hit. So yeah, this is Whyt Manga, and I'm out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and you guys are gonna see a colored version of Shinosuke.